Hi family, happy Easter. Welcome back to ladensercrochets. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome. My name is Liz. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In this tutorial, we're making this very simple summer top. I was done in like 4 hours and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Get the materials and let's get into the tutorial. Click on the link in the description box to watch the bucket hat tutorial. I'm working with these 3 colors. Each of these yarns is a medium weight yarn. And it's acrylic, 100% acrylic. You can use cotton yarn. Then I'll use a 4mm crochet hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, 2 stitch markers, at least 2, then a measuring tape. We're going to make 2 panels like this one. So I've already made the first one and I'll be showing you how to make a second one that is completely identical to this. So as you can see, I folded it into 2, and our starting chain represents the length of the top that we want. Now when my top is folded into 2, let's confirm the length. It's around 16.5, which when multiplied by 2 will get us to 33 inches. So when I measure from the top all the way down, it's getting me to 33. So this is double the top length because we'll be folding it into 2 like this. So determine the length of the top that you want to work, and then that will be your starting chain. Then we're going to work rows from top to bottom, and then we're going to get a width that is equivalent to a quarter of the bust that you're working. You're going to take your bust measurement divided by 4, then you can add 2 extra inches if you don't want your top to be too tight. So instead of working up to 9, I've worked up to almost 11 inches to add that extra 2 inches in order to have a wide top. I don't want my top to be tight or fitting. So it depends on how you want your top to look like. If you want it to be fitted, you can work while stretching your work, because now if I were to stretch this, it will get me to 15. So determine how you want your top to look like. If you want it a bit draped like mine, then you're going to have to increase like 2 inches or even 5 inches to get that drape. So get your measurements and let's get into the tutorial. This is our starting chain, which is the length of the top multiplied by 2. Get the yarn, begin with a slip knot, then chain until you get the length of your top times 2. So I'll chain until I get to my 33 inches. I started with a chain of 101. The chain that you're making should be an odd number, so I'm going to chain 101 chains. I have my 101 chains, so let me show you how to measure these. Let's measure without stretching the chain from right here. And this goes to 31 inches, but then when we work the first row, because we're measuring without stretching, after working the first row, it will increase by like 2 inches to get me to 33. So that means when you're chaining, make sure that you have the total length that you want minus 2 inches to allow for that stretch that will occur after the first row. To begin the first row, we're going to hold the last chain that we've done and chain 1 more. Then insert the hook into that chain that we're holding, yarn over and pull up a loop to get 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops to complete a single crochet. Insert your hook into the second chain and pull up a loop, get 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and then we're going to go to into all the chains and place 1 single crochet. At the end of row 1 we should have a total of 101 single crochets. That is, you should have the same number of stitches as the chains that you've started with. So if you started with 121, you should have 121 single crochets. If you started with 81, you should have a total of 81 single crochets. So go on, work row 1 with 1 single crochet into every chain, and I'll meet you at the end. I'm done with row 1, and now I'm going to measure this again and see whether I've gotten to 33. And there we are slightly above 33, which is what we're going to work with. To begin row 2, start by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that will act as a triple crochet. Then turn your work, yarn over twice, 1 and 2, skip the first stitch and work into the second, pull up a loop like this to get 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. That's a triple crochet. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, get the 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. Yarn over twice, work into the next stitch with a triple crochet, and repeat 1 triple crochet into all the stitches till you get to the end of row 2. At the end, make sure that you don't miss the last stitch. So place your triple crochet into that very last stitch. And make sure that you have the same number of stitches as you had in row 1. So that's row 2 done. We begin row 3 by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, then turn. The chain 3 is a triple crochet. Then we're going to add 1 more chain. Then we're going to yarn over twice. Skip this second stitch, so we are skipping the first and the second, and work into the third stitch, work a triple crochet there, chain 1, yarn over twice, skip this stitch and work into the next one. So we're chaining 1 and skipping, then working a triple crochet, chain 1, yarn over twice, skip, triple crochet. Now repeat this pattern to the end of row 3. At the end, I have 2 stitches remaining, so I'll just chain 1, yarn over twice, skip this stitch and work onto the chain 3 at the end to complete row 3. Now we're going to chain 3 plus 1, which is 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then turn, yarn over twice, skip the chain 1 gap and work over the previous triple crochet, place a triple crochet over it, just like that, chain 1, and over twice, work on top of the triple crochet, then repeat to the end. At the end, after chaining 1, we're going to yarn over twice, skip 1 chain from here and work into the next one, and that will be the chain 3 from the bottom. That is 1, 2, and 3. Place your last triple crochet there, and we are done with row 4. Now for row 5, we're going to repeat row 1, row 6, we repeat row 2, row 7, we repeat row 3, row 8, we repeat row 4. So we are starting from row 1. Start from the top, chain 1 and turn, begin in the first stitch, place a single crochet, work into the chain 1 gap with a single crochet into the triple crochet, a single crochet into the chain 1, single crochet on top of the previous triple crochet, single crochet into the chain 1, and repeat to the end. So you're going to work like this if you're working with a single color. If you want to change colors, once you get to the end of row 4, we're going to chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Pull through and fasten, then get the next color that you're going to work with and connect it at the beginning. So this is the yarn. I'm going to hold it like this, get the first stitch, insert my hook there, and then pull up a loop to slip stitch like that. Leave a short end that we're going to work over, then chain 1, go back into that first stitch, insert your hook and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through the 2 to complete the first single crochet. As we work this row, which is the same as row 1, we're going to work over these ends. So we're going to go into the chain 1 gap and place a single crochet, place a single crochet into the triple crochet, single crochet into the chain 1 gap, single crochet on top of the triple crochet, single crochet onto the chain 1 gap, then we repeat to the end. So like I've mentioned, we are repeating the rows from the top. This is my row 1, then I'll work row 2, 3, and 4 with this color. Then once I'm done, I'll cut it off, connect another color and work row 1 to row 1, 2, 3 up to 4, and I'll continue working till I have the width of the top that I want. So this is how we measure the width, and right now I'm at 3 inches, so I'll keep going until I get the same width as the other top, the other panel, this one right here. So as you can see, I did a total of, I did the jungle green, this lighter shade, then the next one, like 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get to the width that I needed. So now I'll go on, create another panel like this, then I'll be back once I'm done. I have the panel ready, and you need to make sure that the last row that you're going to do is a single crochet row, which is what I've just done at the end. And then you're going to get a stitch marker and mark your middle stitch. I have a total of 101 stitches, and the stitch in the middle is the 51st stitch. So I've marked it, and then from that point you get your measuring tape and measure the size of your armhole. You can measure from either side. So from here, I'm going to measure 7 inches. The armhole could be between 7 to 9 inches, but I'm going to measure 7. So right here, I'll get the second stitch marker and mark that stitch. Then after that, I'll count the number of stitches from this stitch marker up to the second stitch marker, the stitches that are in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Actually, I wanted to do up to 25, so I'll move the stitch marker up to the 25th stitch. So you can just count 25 stitches or 30 stitches depending on the size of your armhole. Then you're going to fold your work into 2 like this. So we've not cut off the yarn, and therefore at that end chain 1, and then we're going to connect from the bottom to where this stitch marker is. So from here, insert your hook into the first stitch on this side and the first stitch on the other side, and do a single crochet. Then the second stitch together with the second stitch on the other side, connect them with a single crochet, and then connect all the corresponding stitches till you get to the stitch marker. So once you get to the stitch after the stitch marker, or the stitch before the stitch marker, you're going to do a single crochet there, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn, pull through and fasten. So we are done with 1/2 of the top. We don't need these stitch markers here anymore. So this is the sleeve part of the top. Now you're going to get your second panel and connect it the same way we've connected that other one. I have my 2 pieces ready and joined on the sleeve part. So then we're going to join them at the middle. You're just going to get the stitch markers, mark the middle stitch on one side, then count 20 stitches and mark the 20th stitch from the stitch after the stitch marker. So these are 20 stitches, and then I'm going to hold my work like this with these 2 sides facing each other. Then I'll join on this side where the stitch marker is. So let me turn my work like this. Make sure that you're joining on the wrong side. So I'll get the yarn, starting from the stitch at the bottom. I'm going to join with single crochets till I get to the stitch before the stitch marker. So insert your hook into the first stitch and the first stitch on the other side, right here. Then slip stitch to connect the yarn, chain 1. We're going to work over these ends, then go back into that first stitch with a single crochet, insert your hook into the second stitch and the second stitch on the other side and connect them with a single crochet. Then we're going to connect the corresponding stitches till we get to this stitch before the stitch marker. So I'm at the last stitch, chain 1, and cut off the yarn at that point, pull through and fasten. So now we're going to turn to the other side and attach the same way. So we need to count the same number of stitches, 20 stitches. Alternatively, you can count the number of stitches that you've joined and then join on this side for the same number of stitches, beginning from the bottom part. Insert your hook into the first stitch and the first stitch on the other side, connect the yarn and then work till you get to 20 stitches before the stitch at the middle. So let me connect that, then come back. At this point, we're going to weave in the ends. So right here, I'm done weaving in all the ends. So I'll just turn my top to the right side. And at this point, you can decide to be done with the top and go on, try it on, or you can do some tassels or fringes at the bottom part, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll get this notebook. I'm going to roll my yarn over it. I'm getting the 3 yarns that I've worked with. Then starting from here, I'll start rolling my yarn over the notebook until I get enough tassels to go all the way around the bottom part of my top. Like I've mentioned, this part is completely optional. You can wear your top without the fringes. Next, I'll get my pair of scissors and cut the yarn from right here. So I have my tassels ready. I'll get the top. Now get the top and I'm going to be attaching 3 of them at a time. So get 3 strands like this. Then we're going to start from this row. You can start from anywhere. I'll do two strands at a time. I don't want to have so many of them, so 2. Just attach them like this. Get another 2 strands. Go on to the next row and attach them. So we're going to attach 2 strands of the fringes onto each of the rows, each of the triple crochet rows. But if you want to work more, you can do more. It's totally up to you. Depends with how you want them to look like on your top. I'm done with the fringes and done with the top. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, kindly leave a like, a comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to give some monetary support to this channel, click on the thanks button and see you in the next tutorial.